Product management resume seems simple. Clear document, communicates what you do. Yet most product managers are effing it up. I'm going to walk you through all the mistakes that they make, and especially watch mistake number 8 and 9, because these are those subtle things that creep up even when your resume is good, relatively good, and they're going to cost you dearly in your ability to land that role. Stay tuned for more. Hey, I'm Shobhit Chugh. I used to be a product leader at Google and a whole bunch of other companies before, and I run the most successful job search program for product managers specifically. So I've seen probably 5,000 or more resumes, and there's these common patterns that I've come across, and I'm uniquely well qualified to walk you through exactly what those mistakes are. So watch this video, pay attention, take notes, and then review your resume. And of course, if you need help in landing your dream role, feel free to reach out to us. Mistake number 1. You'll see it in this resume. What is it? Well, let's see. Manage and collaborate with UI/UX designers, led the product development process, built a roadmap, did all these things. Sounds great. All activities. Unclear what was the impact of the work, what were the actual problems that they faced, why are they so special? So focusing only on impact and focusing only on activities and not on impact is one of the most common mistakes product managers make on their resume. Mistake number 2, not understanding the 2 roles of the resume. The 2 roles of the resume. Most people, they're thinking of them landing their interview. Once they have the interview, the resume has done its job. And to some extent, you're right. Like, that is the primary job of the resume, is to get you past the screening process. But there's a second subtle but very critical job of the resume, which is to direct the interviewer's attention. See, when the interviewer comes to the interview, they have certain questions in mind, but their mind is not fully made up. And you can shape what questions they ask, what things you discuss, and some of it through verbal, but the other part could be done through your resume. So we also use the resume to help direct the interviewer's attention towards the kind of things that the interviewee or you, the candidate, wants to talk about. Not missing that role completely of the resume is one of the common mistakes product managers make. Common advice on the internet: customize your resume to every job. So I looked at a whole bunch of data from my students, and I came across something very interesting. The amount of time that they spent on customizing their resume had little to no impact on whether they got the interview and whether they got the job. Now, this is contrary to everything you hear. And I'm not arguing that customizing is not useful. Okay, I'm not saying that. It is useful. But the amount of effort you might put to customize your resume for every job and then applying, it's just not worth it. There are so many things you could be doing with your time. Better preparing for interviews, networking, creating a solid pitch, whether it's a cover letter or any other way of showcasing your work, creating something specific to that company. There's just many ways to leverage your time that are dramatically better than customizing your resume. So do not customize your resume. Maybe spend, let's say, give yourself 30 minutes on crafting the headline appropriately. And, of course, if you want to learn more about the ways that you can actually stand out, feel free to contact us and join the Intentional Job Search program. If this content is of value to you, please, my only request is share this with your friends, post a link to this YouTube video, like it, subscribe to it so other people can get to know about it and everyone can benefit from knowledge about their resume. Of course, you might not want to share it because, those are your competition, but be nice and share it. Mistake number 4, keyword stuffing. You see most product management resumes begin with whole set of skills. Common advice from the internet is put in as many keywords relevant to the job so that your resume gets to the top. And again, it's not completely wrong. You want some keywords, but what people do is do things like this. Key strengths include ABC. or core competencies, and then they put all the different keywords like SaaS solutions, SDLC, whatever you need. Here's the point. The moment this resume comes to an interviewer or a recruiter, you build a negative impression of yourself. They know you're trying to stuff keywords. That's all you've been trying to do. And any goodwill you made by being able to pass through the ATS system is just gone. So there are many, many more subtle ways of introducing certain keywords throughout the resume to give yourself a fair shot. Do not stuff your resume with a list of skills and other things at the beginning. It's going to cost you dearly in your job search. Number 5, focusing on the products too much and not focusing on your activities. This happens a lot during conversations, but also in resume. When I ask some product managers about what they did, they start telling me about the product, and they would not shut up. They would talk about everything about the customers or the awesome technology and everything. But that was not my question. My question was, what did you do? Resumes reflect that. Seen many which go way too much into the product that they built and not enough about their activities. So don't over focus on the product. Focus on what you did that was so unique and meaningful and impactful. Mistake number 6 might seem counterintuitive and even against some of the advice I would have given, which is focusing just on the results and not any of the activities. See, the resume needs to tell a story. And so you need to paint the picture. What are the things you did that was so unique that makes you an outstanding product manager? Some of it could be the results. Awesome, you achieved great results. But the thing is that think of the resume as like a series of trailers. You're trying to give a trailer, and if you only give in the trailer a story of somebody getting to the results, for example, Independence Day, very cool movie, I loved it. If the trailer is all about, the end scene, shooting down and defeating the aliens and whatnot, that would suck, right? Like nobody will go see the movie because they already know the end. But I think more importantly, the challenges, those are the ones that bring people in, because it's like there's going to be tension, there's going to be drama, I want to go see that. Now, if your resume is missing all that tension and drama, it's missing really any sort of intrigue, and it's only like a bunch of results that you achieve through your product, that's not going to be incentive enough for somebody to invite you. And I think more importantly, it will show you more as a results machine, and it moves away from the human aspect of things. So just focusing on results, not on the story and the struggle you went through, is a common challenge product managers run through all the time. Number 7, not showcasing exactly why you are unique. I'll give you a simple example. I've seen product managers who have said, cool, I was this company for 6 years and I was a director during that time. Like, okay, awesome. So for 6 years you've been a director. That's what the resume told me. Now, when I look at the story, they actually joined as a senior PM, went to group PM, went to associate director, and went to director in the span of those 6 years. But they put director. Why? Because that was the end title. They missed, and this is just an example, but they missed an opportunity to showcase that they were completely unique, because pretty much nobody had been promoted 4 times in 6 years. They're the only person to do that, right? Like in their company's history. And it's a big company. It's a massive achievement. And oh no, I was just following the format and doing what it did. So what makes you unique? Don't lose the focus by trying to stick to a template or like some way it's given. You have to think about in your overall narrative, which is like the core of what you want to highlight, and then that narrative needs to flow through your resume. And above all, it needs to highlight why you're so unique and so exciting that people should go head over heels in trying to interview you and make time for you, and like stop recruiting other people and only consider you. So focus on what's unique about you, what your top achievements are, stand out as much as you're trying to fit in to the job. Number 8, common challenge. It's called what I call the paint drying personality syndrome. So, there's a saying that, hey, it was as boring as watching paint dry. Well, your resume is also communicating your personality. And I've seen people who who are so people focused, get along with everyone, they're funny, and like all those things are true about them. And at the same point, when I look through the lens of their resume, it's like, oh man, this is dull. So people lose their personality. You want to highlight it, whether it's extra things that you do that are of interest to you, whether it's how you talk about, like when you're customer focused, how you talk about engaging with your customers. There needs to be some personality to your resume that is also going to later flow through when you talk with people. And you remember, the second goal of the resume is to direct the interviewer's attention. Well, it could direct to your personality, and that could help you build that relationship and stand out. So not communicating your personality well and falling into the paint drying syndrome, as I call it, is one of the common challenges that product managers run into. Last but not least, having a resume at the wrong level. I can't tell you how many times I have reviewed resumes which are of a director of product management, and I could see the title, but every bullet point was phrased as if this person is maybe a junior level product. I couldn't tell that they had a team of 20 product managers. I couldn't tell that their charter was so huge. All I would know is like these 3 achievements, which I felt, hey, a senior product manager could do the same. So I felt that what I took away was that they had the title of director, but really their scope was of like a, junior, maybe a senior product manager. Not being able to build your title at the right level and emphasize the right things, starting with execution, then going to strategy, team leadership, culture building, executive alignment, showcasing the role of product management in the company, board presentations. Like, there is a whole hierarchy of activities that you're gonna go through as you grow in your career. And by focusing on the wrong activities and phrasing things the wrong way and even using the wrong words, you're showcasing yourself as a much lower level than you can be. Now, here's the deal. If you really want to master your resume, your story, your interviews, and land your dream role, I invite you to book a call with us. I'll leave a link here, and also highly recommend to help you excel in interviews, you watch this video that I'm showing here so that you can achieve awesome things, not just with your resume, but also with your interviews.